Hey, it's Webs here, and it's time to go infinite with Ebonlocke's Untap potential. The idea behind this deck, while not the best in the world, is try to abuse Ebonlocke before he actually rotates out. The idea behind the deck is to use one of the three Deathrattles within the deck in order to actually go infinite, whether this be through armor, as seen in the clip behind me right now, Ebonlocke in order to summon a bunch of extra armor, in order to summon a bunch of extra demons, or even Rustwick in order to shuffle in a bunch of primes into your deck, which is really funny and isn't actually necessary. Most of the games you're probably going to choose between Ebonlocke's Deathrattle or the Forge Fiend Deathrattles. This is just really in here to be funny. And like I mentioned before in the previous Hearthstone deck video comment section, most of the decks moving forward, a new set will actually be more meme style decks with cards that I really want to use before they actually rotate out. And the other warning with this deck is games with this deck either last 5 minutes because you're instantly losing, or all the way up to 30 minutes because you are going infinite and you're trying to outgrind some of your opponents. But averagely, this deck is probably going to have 15-minute long games, and that is something you need to know before actually trying to make this deck work. But it is a lot of fun if you can make it work. Alright, now with the intro out of the way, let's get into the Mulligan guide. Ebonlocke is the key card within this deck, so you want to draw into him as quickly as possible. So if you see him in your open hand, always keep him. He's a really good card to actually get out early, just so you can actually get his Deathrattle online with the Tasman's Phylactery. Otherwise, the cards that you want to keep in your open hand fall under two categories: cards that will draw you into Ebonlocke, or cards that will actually allow you to kill some of your opponent's minions. Basically, you're looking for cards like Free Emission or Dark Portal as cards to actually draw into Ebonlocke, and depending on if you're in a aggro matchup with a bunch of minions, you're probably going to want to keep cards like School Spirit in your open hand just so you can clear out as much as humanly possible with one card. Otherwise, you're looking for cards like Touch of the Nathrazim or Soul Shear or Drain Soul. If you have to choose between those three cards, go with Drain Soul or Touch of the Nathrazim as early game removal tools. And with that being said, let's look at some games. Okay, a game against Paladin. We got Ebonlocke in our opening hand, which is actually pretty good. We do have some removal tools in case it is Libram Paladin, which also is rotating out soon, and I can't wait. So we could either coin Ebonlocke out just for shits and giggles to try to get them to waste a buff, or we could have actually just instantly killed the minion. We're going to coin him out though, just because why not? Okay, so they can kill our Ebonlocke this turn, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. We can use the Soul Shear on the 2-1, pass the turn back. Okay, so we're going to use our hero power and then pass the turn back again. Okay, so they have 2 recruits, which is fine. We can use our Free Emission here to grab 2 demons out of the deck. We actually can kill one of their recruits and then be fine. Bannerman is a little bit annoying, but shouldn't do much, especially because all of the minions have 1 HP. Kinda wish we did keep the coin, to be honest, in this position, but oh well. We're gonna revive a Ebonlocke because why the hell not? And then we're going to eat the Ebonlocke with our Void Terror in order to buff him up a little bit. And also put another Ebonlocke in the deck. Ooh. Ariel is a little bit annoying, especially if we can't kill it. Hysteria is our best option to kill her, but there aren't enough minions on board to actually do it. We're probably going to use our hero card here just because it gets rid of some of the minions on board. Gets rid of the Divine Shield too. And it also draws us into some cards which could get us an answer for Cariel. Okay, Siphon Soul is exactly what we wanted to see. And that is definitely not something that we wanted to see. Though we could use Hysteria on that just so we could instantly kill the Cariel without worrying about it. Ooh, the Trog is a little bit annoying. And the fact that they gave it Cariel Divine Shield again is a bit more annoying. We're going to kill the Trog. Then we can use Siphon Soul to kill Cariel and pass the turn back, though I don't really like doing that, especially because the Battleground Battlemaster could get a little bit sketchy real quick, especially if they have a Mr. Smite, which who knows, they might. At least we can Hysteria and get rid of most of the board here. And whatever we don't finish off here, we can finish off with Drain Soul or Soul Shear. Okay, so we killed most of the board. We should probably use... Well, we should have done that in the opposite order. That was a big mistake on my behalf, but we should be fine. Okay, they did have a Mr. Smite. We're going to buff it up, which is a little bit annoying, but we do have ways to actually prevent it from killing us. We're going to put down the Forge Fiend, draw a card, see what we get. Kanrethad Prime is pretty good. Let's RNG our way not into a Kanrethad Prime. So we can kill everything here with a Hysteria. Shuffling back a Wicked Shipment back into the deck. Getting a Kanrethad Prime for next turn, which is pretty nice. Then just passing the turn back. Since they already put Mr. Smite down, we should just be able to survive. There's the second Trog, which is a little bit annoying. Well, we're gonna AoE their board, kill everything there, and then use our hero power, because why not? Then pass the turn back. Well, that's interesting. We have a 50-50 shot of getting the right one, but we don't. I guess that's fine too, just because of the fact that we do gain armor no matter what. Okay, so we do need to play down a taunt here no matter what. Wicked Shipment is interesting. There's a few funny things we could do, but we're just going to put down a taunt. Like, we could try to use Wicked Shipment, or we could try to use a Kanrethad Prime too. It really just depends. But I don't think anything has died yet, so doing that would be a little bit of a waste. Okay, so we have a full hand. We should be able to survive this turn and going into the next turn. Okay, so we put down a crime, and then we put down another Forge Fiend, kill one of their minions to heal up a little bit, and then we could shuffle in the Wicked Shipment if we really felt like it. We don't. We do get to protect our base a lot by doing it like this, though. I'll put down a crime, which gets us a Forge Fiend, which is all we actually needed. Then we can just use our hero power and go face. Our board is pretty full, and because we did have a Forge Fiend actually die, we could use the Phylactery to duplicate the Forge Fiend Deathrattle just for shits and giggles. I think that probably is going to be the best option here, but Ebonlocke might also be a good option just because we might need to generate a bunch of more minions. It really just depends. Okay, so we're going to heal up a little bit. Going to put down one of our primes, hopefully get another Forge Fiend, and we sadly don't. We can trade in the Wicked Shipments if we really feel like it, but we just pass the turn back. We have enough armor where it doesn't actually matter if they try to come back from this point of view. We should be able to just keep on clearing out their board. Okay, there's Siphon Soul, which is a great answer. We're going to choose Ebonlocke just so we can go infinite. Because if they run out of resources, we still have ways to generate more. And they should probably give up at this point of view. Okay, let's snow in this shaman. I don't know what I was trying to go with there, but we're going to mulligan everything away besides the School Spirits and Drain Soul, just so we can actually deal with our opponent's early game minions if they are aggro. We drew into an Ebonlocke, which is pretty good. Okay, Welling Vapor, so they probably are aggro elemental shaman. We're going to coin out Ebonlocke just because they're probably going to instantly kill him, hopefully by attacking into him instead of some other way. Okay, so they don't kill him. We're just going to go face. We're going to kill their Vapor this turn by attacking into it, though we probably should have used Drain Soul instead. Though we do want to actually get the Ebonlocke into rotation, which is why I wanted to do something that way. So, this is going to be really annoying. We could use one of the School Spirits just to kill out their board. But at the same time, we might have wanted to wait until they had a lot more minions on board. Okay, so that is going to be a little bit annoying. As long as we don't draw into something that could answer it, and we don't. Gonna draw with free emissions, getting 2 minions. The Void Terror is something I actually really want to cut, but at the same time, I don't think it is something that you can cut out of the deck, because you do want a way to natively be able to destroy Ebonlocke without relying on your opponent having some minion on board. Okay, so we could use School Spirits plus Drain Soul in order to kill the Stormer. Free Emission is interesting, but I think doing what I just said is probably the best plan. I don't like doing it, but at least we did trade 2 for 1, so it isn't bad. Okay, we could use our hero card, but I think the better plan is to put down the Void Terror after Envoy, just because we can trigger Envoy instantly. Okay, we're going to play down Envoy and pass the turn back. We used free emissions to try to get into Kanrethad Prime, which we did, which is great. But at the same time, we don't necessarily need it yet. Okay, so Fire Elemental. They could have used it on the Envoy, but I guess they can just freeze the Envoy. That also does the same trick. Ooh, we're not going to be able to kill the Elemental no matter what here, unless we top deck a Touch of the Nathrazim, which would be really cool. Okay, Drain Soul. Hey, there's a Touch of the Nathrazim. We're going to be able to kill their Fire Elemental. Heal up a little bit. Okay, they're going to try to kill us with Dunk Tank. That actually makes me think it is OTK Shaman instead of what I thought it was before. Though I guess they could just be running Dunk Tank since it is not that hard to actually trigger. We're going to use Drain Soul on their Stormer. Trade in our Shipment. Gain another minion. Probably trade in the second copy. Backfire. Does nothing here. We're going to use the Void Terror to... We're going to generate a few cards here. Try to get another Ebonlocke. Then we're going to use the Void Terror to destroy the Ebonlocke plus one of the imps. And then maybe use our hero power or just pass the turn back. It really depends. Just going to pass the turn back. Now we have a 9-9 and a 3-3. Okay, so they're going to continue to try to kill us just by chipping away at us, but we should be able to heal a bunch here or prevent a bunch of damage. Philosophy is interesting, though we're going to put down a Forge Fiend, and hopefully they won't be able to kill said Forge Fiend and then pass the turn back. Okay, so they're going to play Note Taker and then another Dunk Tank. We are getting dangerously low, but we do have a lot of damage on board, so we should be fine. They're going to kill our 9-1, which is alright. Solarian Prime is really funny here. Should allow us to actually gain some advantage, probably. Okay, we're going to generate another Solarian Prime. That is not something I wanted to see, though. We're going to play our second Solarian Prime, see what we get. Another Potion of Illusion, but we get a sheep instead, which is annoying. Rune of the Archmage is really funny. We're going to burn a few cards in our deck. Would have got even more cards in our hand, but sadly we don't have space. Man, this actually did literally nothing for us. Might have actually hurt us compared to what is possible. I'm going to use Siphon Soul out of the deck, which also hurts us a bunch. Doomhammer is going to be really annoying to deal with, but at least we got a counter spell, so we shouldn't be dead this turn. We're going to probably play our second Forge Fiend just to get it down. Actually, we have two Forge Fiends, one that's at 1 HP and one at 8 HP, which should protect us for at least an additional turn. We're going to use Sheep. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't have played the Sheep. Okay, dramatic call. We're going to draw a card here, see what we get. Play down the Envoy. We could have actually done something with Hysterius just so we could have got the face damage in, but this is fine too. As long as they don't have enough spells to do 7 damage to our face, we should win the game. Okay, so we're fine. Wicked Shipment. We could actually play Wicked Shipment followed by the Phylactery just so we can gain a bunch of armor here. Might be actually the play, to be honest. Or we could see what we actually generate off of a Prime. And we don't get anything really cool there, but it's fine. We're going to kill our minions so we gain HP. And then just go face and pass the turn back. Trying to think of how much damage they'd have to have on board in order to kill us. They might get really close with this. They have to get through the 8-8, which is the main problem. If they don't have a way to devolve it, that is. Or revolve. And I think they see the painting on the wall, and they're probably about to give up. Okay, they're going to do 3 more damage to the 8-3. Gain a Oasis ally. Doesn't really do us much here, but they do kill our minion. And we're still out of lethal range, which is really good, and we should win the game when they pass the turn back.
Well done.
Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. I'm just going to straight out say it. Unless you want to make Ebonlocke work before he rotates out, I cannot recommend this deck. It has too long of games for me to ever want to recommend something like this. And while it is funny to go infinite between Ebonlocke and Rustwicks, you don't always win the games when you go infinite anyways. It's just a really funny deck that can outgrind most other decks. I hope you actually enjoyed the games I actually chose for this video, and if you did, leave a comment down below, leave a like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, bye bye.